Welcome to Road to Boston Part 5. It's a lovely morning here in Ireland. We're training for the Boston Marathon. So today I'm going to bring you on my commute into work. I'm going to run in and run home and show you a small bit of video on the way. After that, I'm going to review the training so far, looking at some positives and negatives as we are 8 to 9 weeks out from the marathon. And well done for making it this far if you've watched the other 4 videos. Morning, it's a windy one. Yeah, we're commuting in, so that's the main road there behind me. There's no paths at all, so again we're back on the canal. Nice and flat, although this section's yeah, it's not surfaced very well. It's all the original horse track. So let's find out what bridge it is. Can't remember the number of that bridge. It's like the Lucan Bridge. There's 2 Lucan bridges, but that's the first one we come to. And yeah, nice morning. So train track runs alongside it. The house is beside the train track. We're heading down here. You can just see these swans here. There they are, down there. So sometimes, especially around this time of year, they're hard to get by because they can be protective of cygnets or that kind of thing. So, but they're well used to humans. This track is used quite a lot, and obviously a bit more in the summer. As you can see, it's very sodden there. So yeah, I'm about 2 miles into my commute, so another 4 to go, and then I'm into work, and then I'll do the same home. Not sure if I'm going to get much light on the way home to do any filming, so yeah, we're just going to tip on, get a little bit of zone 1, zone 2 mileage just in and out of work, and we're going to build that up so there's a longer way in where I can get 14 miles a day, so 787 back, or I can just loop around a bit longer. And as I get closer to the marathon, I'll be kind of just going up a mile or 2 every Wednesday. That's what we're doing today. So yeah, windy one. It's supposed to be fairly windy on the way home. I'm behind me at the moment, so yeah, the way home could be a struggle. But yeah, that's it. Nice sunny morning in Ireland. This is as good as it gets, and I'll talk to you in a wee bit. Yeah, just in the park beside work. I'm gonna go in now. So first sign of spring. Spring is always daffodils. So yeah, it's getting that way. Still a bit wet and cold and stuff, but you know, it'll come good. This evening's run is going to be the same, so it's about 5.5 miles, just under 5.5 miles home, but it might be dark, and the winds are supposed to pick up and it's supposed to be into the face, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do much recording on that. But for the most part, 5 miles done today, be 10 miles done by this evening, maybe just 11, and yeah, that's just my commute. I don't do it every day, just once a week, just try and get the mileage up, split day, and as I said, I'll build that as we get closer to Boston. So about 9 weeks to go now, and yeah, let's hope everything falls into place. Yeah, that's it, on the way home. So 5.5 miles in, 5.5 miles home, so that's 11 miles clocked up today, and coming down the steepest hill in the world. Probably doesn't do it justice on camera, but that's a bit of a monster. It's a leg burner. So yeah, happy enough. Body's feeling okay, a few niggles here and there, but a little bit of rolling and recovery, a bit of rest tonight, and threshold tomorrow. So getting there really, feeling good overall. So that was averaging 7 minutes 50 seconds per mile. Zone 1 heart rate, so keeping around 140, 145, and in this morning was about 150 heart rate going all the way in, and I suppose that didn't feel too bad. Wind was behind me, so I actually was clocking in and around kind of 7.5 minute miles towards the end of that run. So yeah, fitness feels there, pace feels there. Just gotta get stay uninjured all the way to Boston, let the mileage build up. So yeah, just heading for home now. Looking forward to dinner. Love a bit of dinner, and yeah, rest and recovery, bit of rolling tonight. So that's it. I'll talk to you soon enough. So currently we're about 8 weeks out from Boston. Starting to get a bit excited, start to look at other plans and things that we're going to do over there. Going for 7 days, so it's not just the marathon. We want to get a few sites and stuff in, so any suggestions would be much appreciated. But yeah, I suppose I'm looking at kind of to review how we've got to here. We're 8 weeks out from the marathon. How has training been up to now? What are the kind of positives and negatives that have come through so far? And I've written a couple of them down, and yeah, I suppose it's just review 8 weeks out, where am I standing now? So I suppose I'll start off with a positive, and one of them is that, I've gotten to kind of a couple of 50-mile weeks. A couple of things held me back there, a bit of illness, time, kids were sick, that kind of stuff. So I haven't had as much time or as much progression as I like. I hung around that 50-mile week, kind of just sitting there, not really going up mileage, kind of 52, 54 the next week, kind of 54, I think, again, the following week. But this week, just gone, I've a good solid 65-mile weekend. So I do feel that things are kind of going the right direction. The hope is to get to 70 next week. And then maybe kind of 75 the following week. I do have a race, I have a half marathon in there. So, just kind of add that little bit of mileage as we're kind of 8 weeks out. And about 3 weeks out, I will taper off. But so I'm at that kind of 50-mile week, and I always feel that this is a really nice balance, that your fitness feels good around that 50-mile week, and you're not doing huge mileage that you're starting to fall apart. A couple of niggles here and there, but nothing huge to worry me so far. So I will keep going up the mileage conservatively from now on. Took a little bit of a jump last week. I suppose one of the negatives is that my feet are at me a little bit. So I've plantar fasciitis for over 2 years now. In December, I went to Brussels and I actually booked in with the running lab, and I got custom made insoles, and they have improved things a little bit. So they certainly have, kind of reduced down the amount of flexion in my feet, and I reckon I'm kind of about 20% better than training them than not training them. I don't want to become reliant on them forever, so I am doing a couple of other things. One of the other positives that I'm doing is I started Pilates training. To try and get the glute muscles and core muscles all working together. I do feel that my foot issues are actually coming from much higher up, and probably unstable glutes, that kind of thing. So I have started working on them, but I don't think that's going to be fixed by Boston. I think this is going to be a long road. It's been a long road to get to where I am. The worst pain with that plantar issue was probably, when it happened initially, it felt like a stress fracture. I was sent for an MRI. So, that's a kind of a 10 out of 10 pain. And now I'm down around that kind of 2 or 3 kind of level of pain out of 10 constantly, and sometimes I'm able to get that down to a 1. I suppose it's just about the mileage and minding myself that little bit better. One of the other positives is that I actually feel the fitness. I really feel the fitness coming. I feel incredible. I feel like, when I'm tipping along at my threshold, I'm up to 3 by 20 minutes threshold sessions consistently, and I'm tipping along nearly saying this is too slow, and I know that means I'm in good fettle, because if you're suffering through them, your fitness isn't there yet, but I am tipping through them, and it's not taking too much out of me, which feels great. And also another thing, when I'm going well, looking after my diet, looking after everything that I should, is I'm losing weight. So after Christmas, I would have been around 62 kilos in weight. So going from 62 or so, just under 62, and I've dropped consistently as my mileage has gone up, and I'm really kind of feeling that lightness now, which is good to get to kind of race pace. I'm at around 58 kilos at the moment, which is around 9 stone, 130 pounds or maybe 128 pounds for those in the US. But yeah, that's quite light. I'm only 5'4", so I'm not that's not hugely light for me. I've been down to 56 before, so I reckon I might get near 56 kilos by the time we get to the marathon, all going well. I'm definitely on a negative side. I'm feeling the fatigue this week that little bit more, so that certainly shows that the mileage is going up. It's starting to get in there. And one of the issues I've always had is my discipline around going to bed early and getting proper rest. I can do all the recovery stuff, all the Pilates, the foam rolling, all that kind of stuff. But when it actually comes to going to bed and getting a proper amount of sleep, I do fight the clock a little bit. So I'm gonna have to give in to that and just set a really strict bedtime and go to bed, because I reckon I've lost I've definitely lost or gained injuries and lost fitness over not listening to the body and trying to burn the candle at both ends, and I don't really want to do that this time. It's a big race, a lot of money to travel over to Boston. Hotels are hugely expensive, flights are hugely expensive, but I really want to give it a proper bash, and if we can get anywhere near my PB, I'd be I'd be really, really happy. So the Dublin marathon there, the last marathon I ran 2:44. So, and the one before that I ran at 2:43. So it's been kind of pretty much 2 seasons since I ran 2:40 flat, and I want to break that. One of the reasons for that is in March I did break my ankle, so it's been a long road back. So coming to this March, I'm definitely, you know, a lot better than I was last time around. No broken bones this time, but I'm starting to question my training now. So I think it was Einstein. This isn't really in the positive or negative section, but I think it was Einstein who said, you know, the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for a different result. So I've trained this program over and over again, and I have gotten progressively faster, but I have, you know, certainly plateaued at a certain point. So I suppose I'm wondering, should I add a couple of things in? I probably haven't completed the program perfectly. Probably haven't gotten a rest as good as I should have. So they're the things I'm going to work on now. A little bit of hills, a little bit of hill training. For Boston, they say you should do up and down hills because there's a lot of downhill in Boston. You have to get used to that at that pace. So I'm going to add a bit of that in. Nothing major, very, very few. I don't want to upset the apple cart. My body feels like it's at a balance point where you know, everything's going okay, but if I push it too much, maybe I'm a bit conservative and I need to kind of just, you know, put on my big boy pants and actually you know, do a few risky things. But I don't want to do so many risky things that things come back to haunt me and I end up going to Boston with no hope of going near you know, a PB or that kind of thing. So I'm on that balancing act at the moment. I'll just take it day by day, see how I respond. If anything really kind of niggles after a certain run, I'll kind of cut that out. I'll do things by, you know, progression. I won't kind of jump straight into new stuff. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's a lot of rambling from me. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that for this week. But thanks for watching, and yeah, any thoughts or any advice on what to do around Boston for a bit of chill down after a marathon with sore legs, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks a million. Cheers.